Okay, let's now start demonstration of the three types of solutions. As we have seen about solute and solvent, for example, is sugar and water. Sugar is an example of a solute. What is a solute? A solute is a substance that dissolves in a solution, usually present in small amount, while a solvent, a substance that dissolves a solute and in a large amount. So, sugar is an example of solute, while water is an example of solvent, as you can see in the screen clearly. Now, the ability of solute sugar to be dissolved in a solvent or water is what we call solubility. A maximum amount of solute that can dissolve in a given amount of solvent at a certain temperature. Now we have seen the three types of solutions. Let's now make an experiment to demonstrate each of the three types. Let's start. We have sugar on one hand and water on the other beaker. Now if we try mixing small amount of sugar in water, the amount of sugar will dissolve completely in that amount of water as solvent. That's what we call unsaturated solution. It is a solution that contains less solute than the maximum amount of the solvent can dissolve at a given temperature. Its color is usually a lighter color. Let's add more solute in the solvent. If you add more sugar in that water, then you can see there, that is what we call a saturated solution. What is it? A solution is a solution that contains the maximum amount of solute dissolved by a given amount of solvent. Its color is usually intermediate color between unsaturated and supersaturated. Let's keep adding more sugar to form a supersaturated solution. So if you add more sugar, you can see the amount of water will not be able to dissolve the whole amount of solute added. This is what we call a supersaturated solution, as you can see on the screen. There are some small particles of sugar still undissolved. That is a supersaturated solution. What is it? It is a solution that contains more solute than the maximum amount the solvent can dissolve at a given temperature, as we have seen in the discussions previously. Its color is usually a dark color. Let's see now the summary of this. The three types of solutions we have: unsaturated, saturated, and supersaturated. The unsaturated solution, let's see, is a solution that contains less solute than the maximum amount the solvent can dissolve at a given temperature. Let's see the saturated, a solution that contains a maximum amount of solute dissolved by a given amount of solvent. Let's now see the supersaturated. Is a solution that contains more solute than the maximum amount the solvent can dissolve at a given temperature. The color of unsaturated is lighter color, while the saturated one is intermediate color, a color between the unsaturated and the supersaturated, while the supersaturated one has a dark color, as you can see from the screen. Okay, let's now see applications of saturation. The concept of saturation has several practical applications. Let's see a couple of examples. The first practical application is in laboratory separations. In scientific laboratories, chemists often need to separate various components of mixtures. Therefore, saturation is a very key concept in processes like crystallization, where a solution is saturated to encourage the formation of crystals. Hence, these crystals can then be separated from the remaining liquid, leading to the purification of a substance. Another application is in mineral extraction. Saturation plays a role in the extraction of minerals from natural resources. Example, common salt is obtained by evaporating seawater. Therefore, as the seawater evaporates, it reaches a point of saturation where it can no longer dissolve more salt. Furthermore, evaporation leads to the crystallization of salt, which it can then be harvested to get common salt. Let's now see solution classification according to states of matter. In addition, solutions can exist in different states of matter, including solid, liquid, and gases. The first state is a solid gas solution. For example, when a solid metal dissolves in a gas like hydrogen, it forms a solid gas solution. Let's now see a liquid solution. For example, ethanol alcohol can dissolve in water. That is an example of liquid solution. Let's now see a gas solution. The air we breathe is an example of a gas solution. It consists of various gases like nitrogen and oxygen. We are now going to see uses of solvents. Solvents are very common substances with various applications in various areas. Let's see some of its uses. The first common use is in cleaning. Solvents are widely used for cleaning purposes. They are effective for dissolving and removing dirt, stains, and residuals. The second use is in varnish removal. Solvents are essential for removing varnish from surfaces, such as from furniture or wooden objects to prepare them for repainting. Okay, let's now see the illustration of varnish removal. As you can see, we are applying varnish removal on the wood. Leave it for appropriate time. Then try mixing water to wet the scrub. Okay, start scrubbing the wood. As you can see, the varnish is still starting to wipe. Then you can remove and dry it a bit to remove any excess. Another use of solvents is for removing stains. Solvents can remove any stubborn stains from either fabrics or various materials. Okay, let's now see illustration on how to remove stains. For example, on the wood. As you can see from the screen, this is how actually we can remove stains. You just put the solvent in the machine and you gently apply on the wood so that stains can be removed clearly. Keep watching. Another application of solvents is in paint thinning. In painting and DIY projects or do-it-yourself projects, Solvents are used to thin paint and coating. Okay, let's now see an illustration of thin painting. Thin painting is when you are painting maybe a wood or any other material, but you are applying small amount of paint. As you can see from the screen, this is an example of thin painting. Now, when you are placing, you need to place slowly, and then you can apply it gently on the surface. For example, when you are applying on the wood, we need to apply small amounts. Don't just apply large amounts. So keep watching how it is done, and I hope you will understand the meaning of thin painting. You are applying small amount of paint.